What is happening, guys? ARCHIEzzle here, and welcome to another video. Archies, I hope you guys are having a great day. Today's video, like what I promised, we are going to be doing an Army Q&A, specifically with a soldier who's a 12 mic Army firefighter MOS. And without further ado, I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hey guys, how you doing? I'm Jared. I'm a 12 mic firefighter, active duty. It's an honor to be here.
What's your rank right now?
I am a specialist right now.
Specialist, okay. Specialists are, Ravid, how long have you been in the Army?
I've been in the Army since May 23rd, 2017. So going on 2 years now.
When and why did you decide to join the Army?
So I went to college actually for fire science, and getting a job in the civilian world without having like veteran experience or anything like that, college, something like that under your belt, it's a lot harder. So when I was about a junior in college, I decided that I wanted to join, and I wasn't originally going to be a 12 mic. I was just kind of going to join whatever MOS I could get my hands on, because everybody told me that, oh, you're never going to get 12 mic. It's, it's too rare. It's just never going to happen. And right before I was about to go to MEPS, the first time to swear in as like an 88 mic or something, or a 19 kilo, which is a tanker, I wound up breaking my hand. And so I had to wait like another 7 months.
Wow.
And then after that 7 months, I went back and they're like, hey, well, you only have a year of college left. Like, why don't you just go active duty in something? And I was like, yeah, cool, that sounds good. So I went to MEPS, and my recruiter was like, hey, this guy has a bachelor's degree in fire science. Like, do you think we could get him a 12 mic job? Lady called The Rock in DC or wherever it is. She wound up finding me a spot for a year out for 12 mic.
Oh,
so
wow.
It worked out.
So,
yeah.
In a way, it was kind of like a blessing in disguise too. Yeah, I bet you were devastated when you broke your hand, because that's like a long waiver. Got to make sure you're fully healed and capable. And some waivers don't even like pass. Sometimes you can be good to go, but still, at MEPS, the doctor over there will deem you like you're not fit for military service. Right. So let me clear things up. So you are not, you didn't join through the ACAS program, right? People that don't know, ACAS stands for Army Civilian Acquired Skills Program. So if you are a firefighter in the civilian side, if you are an EMT in the civilian side, I'm pretty sure you have EMT, LVN, LPN in the civilian side, you can directly translate into the Army with that MOS. But again, case-to-case basis, and it depends on the current regulations that's put out there. So you weren't really even expecting for 12 mic, and you got it.
No, yeah, it was. I got super lucky.
Are you married right now?
I'm not. I'm single. Okay. I live in the barracks.
Yeah, there you go, barracks life.
Yeah.
All right. So where are you stationed right now?
I am at Fort Lewis in Washington.
All right. I heard a lot of good things at Fort Lewis.
It's a nice area.
I have a lot of buddies, not just medics, that are stationed over there. I heard that it rains a lot.
It's probably raining right now if I go check.
Okay. How's the base? How's the post over there?
It's a big base, because we're a joint base. We're Joint Base Lewis McChord, so we have McChord Air Force Base attached to us on Fort Lewis. So the base is huge. Around the base, there's a lot of stuff to do. In the summertime, it's beautiful. You can go rafting down the rivers, hiking Mount Rainier. The beach is an hour and a half away. There's all sorts of stuff. Plus, you have Tacoma, and is like 15 minutes away, and Seattle's like a half an hour away. So if you like city stuff,
Okay. That's actually one of the bases that I'm considering myself, because I'm up for my re-enlistment window. So we'll see how it goes. How much time do you have left in the Army?
3.5 years left.
Okay. So for firefighter, for 12 mic, how long is your total contract?
5 years.
5 years. Okay. Is it usually like that?
Yeah. Yep. Okay. For active duty, I know it's 5 years.
Okay. I'm pretty sure you heard this so many times. That's why I really wanted you to be in the videos. And a lot of the people don't know also that you were actually in ARCHIEzzle and Drift 46 viewers. And that's why when I saw your name on IG, I tried to reach out to you. Like, I think I remember this guy.
Yeah. So, I've been watching your guys' channels since, well, I think when I first started thinking about the Army, I found Drip 46's like original
Old videos, yeah.
Yeah, like what to expect in basic training, you know, like those original videos. And then from there, I found you. I mean, it was probably, what year is it now? 2019 already?
2019, yeah. How old are you? How old are you again? I don't think
I'm 24.
24. Okay, so pretty young. Pretty young.
Yeah.
Single, stationed in Washington, firefighter.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So let's dive into your MOS because this is what people really want to know more. How long is the AIT? Let's say you don't have any firefighter, a fire science, any background like that. Like, let's say you join as a 12 mic, you're lucky you'll get it. How long is the AIT for that?
Yeah. So first off, when you get the MOS, you have to go through all of the academy now.
Okay.
Back in the day, it used to be like, okay, you could skip the parts. Like if you have prior experience, you can skip the sections that you already have certified in. But now everybody has to do the full 16-week academy.
Oh, wow. Where's AIT for 12 mic?
It is in San Angelo, Texas at Goodfellow Air Force Base.
When you were there in AIT, was there other services, I'm pretty sure, besides Army?
Yeah, so you go through, that's the National Department of Defense Fire Academy.
Okay.
So there's Air Force, obviously it's an Air Force base, Marines, Navy. I went to AIT with some Coast Guard guys.
Okay.
And Army. So,
wow.
Yeah.
So every branch has their own respective firefighters. 12 mic probably coded their job differently or careers. Because I know, like for the Army, the biggest MOS is usually, or I don't really know, but I know by statistics that it's always 11 Bravo and Medic. Those are like two of the biggest MOSs in the Army. Yeah. How big is the 12 mic series or how many 12 mics are there in the Army? Or do you have that information?
The last I heard, this is about a year ago now, but the last that I heard was around 190 active duty.
Wow. Just active duty alone. I'm pretty sure there's reserves too.
And then the reserves and the guard were somewhere like 500 to 600 in each perspective. Yeah, there's a little bit more National Guard and reserves. But active duty, it's very small.
Okay. Do you work with civilians? Because for myself, from my own experience as a medic, we work in clinics and hospitals. Usually if you end up in that type of environment, part of our chain of command is the civilian side of it, usually prior military, actual LVNs, nurses, PAs in the civilian side. Is it the same for firefighters? You work with civilians that are firefighters?
Yeah, so like right now I'm on shift at the firehouse and there's myself and one other Army guy and then the rest of the 18 people here are all civilians.
Oh, okay, so you guys are on call, kind of like in the civilian side. If something happens, you go there.
Yeah, it's exactly like a civilian fire job.
Damn,
you spend 48 hours in the firehouse and then you go home for 48 hours. And when you're here, you're on call and you do training and, you know, it's...
All right. So you talked about training and certification. So besides EMT, NREMT, what else do you need to be a 12 mic? Or whatever certifications you got while in AIT?
So in AIT, just a quick little rundown of the certs. You get Fire 1, Fire 2, Hazmat Awareness, Hazmat Operational, Airport Rescue Firefighting, and EMR. We're actually not EMT certified out of the academy. We're just EMR certified. Okay. Which is the level down for people that don't know from EMT.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's something new that I didn't know.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure, yeah, you guys go through a lot of training and you're pretty much set up in the civilian side in the event that you are, done with the Army, you want to use your benefits and venture onto a different career or different field, different place. How do you like it so far?
I love it, man. I love it. It's a lot of fun. I would rather be at work than not at work.
Oh, wow.
It's a cool feeling, All
right. So I got this question on my IG. They sent it. How's the workout, I guess, on a day-to-day basis for 12 mics?
I'll just run through my workday then. Okay. So in the morning, we usually get here about 7 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
And 8 a.m. we'll have morning meeting with everybody. And we'll discuss like whether or not there's training today or, or if it's going to be like a down day, and so from then until lunchtime at like 11, you just kind of like do your own thing and go to work. And, if there's training, we do training. And if there's not, there's not. And then lunch hits 11 till 1. We get long lunches in the Army. It's nice. But, so at 1 o'clock, you go back to doing something. Usually at 1 in the afternoon, we have a gym in this firehouse, so we'll go work out all together. And we'll usually work out for a couple hours, and by then it's almost dinner time, and you eat dinner, and then you just kind of hang out, man. And you know, if nothing happens, nothing happens, and if something happens, something happens. So
yeah. So on downtimes, you can probably either work out if you have any college courses and stuff like that. Do that.
Yeah, a lot of people here in college they're doing online.
So the whole time you've been a firefighter for the Army, has there been any, no one really likes this, but first responders, EMTs, firefighters, police officers, we're all trained if something happens, you know? Has there been any incident, real life situation that happened the whole time you've been stationed there? You don't have to like go into the details and stuff because of privacy, but has there been any incident?
You know, every once in a while, you'll get something like last year. We just actually had the 1-year anniversary for it, but last year we had the train derailment. I don't know if anybody heard, but we actually had a train derail like right outside of post.
Oh wow!
And it fell off onto the highway, and yeah, so that happened about a year ago. Here and there, we'll have little things happen, but we also have a lot of like funny stuff happen too.
Oh yeah, I heard a lot on the civilian side as an EMT. Different calls, different types of calls.
There's some comedic calls. Like you just like you're done with it, and you're just like, man, that was. Yeah. Why were we even there?
Yeah, because it all goes together, especially because I'm a recruiter right now at the moment, not a medic. Whenever there's a call, they always go together. Firefighters, police officers, and paramedics in the EMT. It's always going to be, even though if it's like something really small. Was there any cat stuck in a tree or something like that?
No. Just, really you know, some people with attitudes.
Okay.
Some incidences where we didn't have to be there, but we were for some reason, and we just got to catch the fun of the situation. I guess I don't know. It's hard to explain, but
besides being a firefighter there at Fort Lewis, is there any other bases that you know other 12 mics are stationed right now? So
I'd say the 3 biggest bases for Army firefighters, if you're active duty, are here, Joint Base Lewis McChord, Germany, and Fort Rucker, Alabama.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Those are the 3 biggest ones. I've heard people coming from Fort Hood. I've seen people go to Fort Hood, come from Fort Hood. There's one in DC. I cannot remember the name of that. There's a base like right outside of DC, and some people go there. It's a tech rescue base for us.
All right.
So you go there and you're just pretty much straight technical rescue.
Yeah, when I was stationed in Fort Hood, obviously, the fire station was over there. I mean, I never really dealt with them, but most of them are civilians.
Yeah.
Right. But I know a lot of them are actually prior military as well. All right, so here's another question. Do 12 mics deploy overseas?
Yes, we do.
Oh, okay.
You know, a couple of the guys in my unit have been overseas, and we're actually coming up on another deployment soon.
Okay.
I can't say when and where, but we are. So we do deploy.
All right, that's something new that I didn't know, and obviously because of offset purposes, we can't say anything about it. But that's a good information that we can put out there. So regardless what your MOS is, yes, you can deploy either stateside, overseas, you know, different types of deployment and stuff like that. Because a few of my buddies back in Fort Hood, when they deployed, they were actually deployed to Africa for infection control when Ebola was breaking out. So there's different types of deployments. There's combat ones, support, medical support, and just to train. How hard is it to train as a 12 mic?
Well, the academy is definitely a challenge. I actually had prior experience as a fireman, and I went to college for it, and I've had firefighter jobs before the Army, and the academy was really, really, really tough. We started with 11 people in my class, and we graduated with 5.
Damn, high fail rate right there.
Yeah, so, you know, if you go to the academy, I mean, you got to be top peak physical condition, and, you know, you got to really study. You know, you can't go to AIT and go back to your room at night and mess around. If you don't look over your notes and study, you know, you're going to miss it.
Yeah. How's the testing for you guys? Is it like a weekly thing?
So you usually test, like, the Fire Academy split up into 3 blocks.
Mm-hmm.
So usually they'll have like a mid-block test. First block, I think, was 26 training days.
Okay.
And second block was something else. And then third block was split into 3: hazmat, airport rescue firefighting, and EMR. And you had to take tests for each one of those to test out of each one of those. So
besides the regular PT test, is there any sort of different physical fitness test for 12 mics when they go to AIT? Is the same?
Nope, it's the same APFT that you take in basic training that you'll take throughout your whole Army career.
That's something that I didn't know also, because I know obviously as a firefighter, you're going to be handling with a lot of heavy equipment and extracting patients in different locations. It could be a vehicle, you know, in 4th floor rooftop of a building and stuff. So I'm pretty sure it's challenging.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. You have to have a level of responsibility in this MOS to not let yourself turd, for the lack of a better word.
Like, you gotta take it seriously, obviously, because you deal with real life situations. And
so it's kind of on you to work out and get strong and stay strong. You know, just have fun with it. You know, when we're here at the firehouse, like, we have fun working out together.
Are you thinking of being in the Army for 20 years, or what's the plan for you?
Well, I still have 3 years left.
Okay.
But as of right now, I'm thinking about getting out after my 5.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's
it's up there still. You're taking it day by day.
I do. It's being in the Army it's too easy, man. You know, like, you just do what you're supposed to do. You don't have to worry about rent. You don't have to, you know, all your health care is paid for. You just don't have to worry about it. You just go to work, do what you have to do, and that's it. You know, it's just too easy.
You want change, progression.
Yeah, exactly. So you never know. You know, I'm going, coming up on 2 years being a specialist. I came into the Army as a specialist, so I'm coming up on 2 years being a specialist. So they're starting to get me thinking about the board already. And, you know, I feel like I've been in for like a month. It's been like 2 years. And they're like, hey, man.
That's the unique thing also about your MOS that I noticed, because you guys follow your own timeline. Do you guys report to, I'm pretty sure you guys are under a certain chain of command. You have some sort of platoon sergeant, might be a civilian, but it's nothing like the regular Army, like go into formations and stuff like that, the usual Monday thing. You basically work your own schedule depending on your unit, your branch.
We're a detachment that falls underneath the headquarters company. So we're in Triple Nickel Engineering Brigade.
Okay.
And we fall under their HHC. So usually, like, the first sergeant and the commander, they want to see us like once a week, just to pop in.
Yeah, make sure.
Be like, hey, we're still alive. We're doing good.
But they're not 12 mics. They're part of the engineer company. Okay.
Yes, they're part of an engineering company. There's 6 of us. There's 6 of our firefighters here. We just kind of, you know, once a week we'll pop in. Barely ever go to morning formations with them. Kind of just have our own schedule, yeah.
As a 12 mic, let's say once you get your E5, are you going to have soldiers underneath you?
Yeah, so usually an E6, which is, well, your staff sergeant, is usually the NCOIC for us. And then the sergeants, you know, it kind of depends. It just depends on who's the highest ranking there and where the responsibilities fall, really. We're getting a new sergeant coming in, so there will be an E6 and then 2 E5s above me, and then me, and then we're getting a couple new soldiers here too pretty soon. Wow.
Okay, so for your situation, let's say you want to work as a firefighter in the civilian side and you finish out your contract. Have you seen that happen before? Like, okay, I'm getting out of the Army as a firefighter. Do they hire you right away since you worked there before? You get a leg up above someone else? Yeah,
so Department of Defense firefighting. So all the civilians here are Department of Defense firefighters. So yeah, you get a leg up. You've worked here. You have the certs already that they want. Yeah, so it gives a lot of people walk out of the military and straight into a job. So it's nice. And I know some people go, they get out of Department of Defense and do civilian side, and they get jobs right away. So
Okay.
it's a good gig.
Okay. How about your personal side? Let's dive into that a little bit. When you were joining the Army, now that you're in, been here for quite a minute, how does your family feel about it? How were they surprised? Like, whoa, you got a firefighter job. That's like a unicorn job.
Yeah. So told my parents I was joining the military. My mom was pissed.
Yeah.
My dad was like, yeah, man, like, cool, do your thing, just pick something that you want. And I don't think any of us were expecting me to get firefighter. The recruiter at MEPS, she said that I was the only firefighter that she's put in all 15 of her years working there. So.
That's crazy. Everyone really wants your MOS. You know how many questions and calls and people requesting that to me? Like it's you can score high as much as you can on the ASVAB, but it's like it depends on the manning and timing if it's available. But I like it. Going back to the question that you answered earlier, you don't really know what you're going to do in 20 years and stuff like that. I want people to realize that even though I'm a recruiter, I've said this so many times in my videos also before I was a recruiter, there's more to life also than being in the Army. There's always that part in your Army career that you're like, you know what, I can't do this anymore, or maybe I want something bigger and better, try to progress. Go to a different career field that's totally different than your current MOS. Kind of like it that you're open-minded and you're like, I don't really know if I'm staying 20 years. That was my mentality when I first got in. I was like, I'm gonna do 20, or no. Did I say I was gonna do 20? No, I was just gonna do my four, and then now I'm going on my 8th year in March. I want people to realize that, don't be stagnant. Try to progress and do something else.
Yeah, you never know. I mean. You don't know what your mentality is going to be 3 years from now or 2 years from now or whatever,
Yeah. So. You're living your best life though, single over there. All right.
Yeah, man.
Do you have a chance to travel? Have you looked at different places, or probably like, just see some stuff?
I've been down to Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
I've been over across the mountains to Eastern Washington and plan on maybe doing a trip over to, I have a firefighter friend who's reserves in Montana.
Oh.
And so I might take a little trip over there to see him. And, that's the other thing about firefighting in the military is it's so small that you know a lot of the people. So everybody knows everybody. So that's another cool thing. You have different opportunities to go see different people in different places. And when somebody's in your area, they can come see you. And so it's cool like that. I'm sure it's the same.
Same, yeah, like any other branch, any religious job like that. All right. So I guess to summarize it, a lot of people really want your MOS. It's really amazing that I was able to get you on the channel. There's going to be probably like a lot more questions coming forward. So I'll be linking your information down at the description or in the comments. But any last minute advice for people that are trying to get the MOS? I know it's a unicorn MOS. It's so hard to get. So don't be discouraged like, I only want this job. And for the people who has this job that are about to go to MEPS and do their physicals and stuff like that, what's your advice for them so they can pass 12 mic MOS without any issues or hiccups?
My advice is just take it one day at a time. The academy is set up in such a way that you're dealing with one thing at a time. Focus. Just, it's hard because you get out of basic training and you're like, wow, that kind of sucked. And now I'm in this, it's a little bit looser in AIT, and one day at a time, just get it done.
All right. If that duty station ever opens up for me, I'll let you know for sure. Especially seems like you're going to be there for like a couple more years.
Yeah, I'll be here for another 3 years. So
let me know. And I appreciate, following the channel and all that. Especially, I know you followed Drip 46 ever since. He's good though. He's living a more private, personal life. Believe it or not, that's like one of the most asked questions on my channel and all over my social media stuff. But he decided to be more private, go to school, focus on family. But he's good if ever you want to. But if you want to ask more questions, we can do it offline, and it's not gonna.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna ask anything on here. So.
And all that. But I appreciate everything, man. Like, good luck with whatever you're trying to do. If you decide to get out of the Army and stuff like that, it's awesome to meet a firefighter in the Army. First of all, you guys are hard to catch. Yeah.
Yeah, we are. There's not a lot of us, so.
Yeah, but like always, even we're in different MOSs. If ever we end up in the same base for some reason, get stationed or deployed in the same place again for whatever reason, because you don't really know when you're in the army. It's a big organization, but in the same way, it's still kind of small. Like you come across the people over and over again. Hopefully, if that happens, I'll be glad to serve with you side by side, man.
Yeah, same for you.
All right. Like always, if you guys are watching this still, make sure to hit that like, support, share, and subscribe. And I'll be putting down Specialist Ravid's information down below his IG so you can ask more questions. That's it for today. ARCHIEzzle out.